Well, there's one other one in here. Don't know who it is. They hadn't commented on anything yet.
Imagine a car designed to travel 100 miles on a single gallon of gas. Engineered to lead the way in energy independence.
Okay.
It will inspire you to rethink how cars actually work. Imagine the car of the future. We are at Mississippi State University.
If y'all will hang on just a second, I will kill that.
Hang on just a second. I will kill that. Hang on just a second. I will kill that. Just a second.
That should have gotten rid of the noise from the computer. Hey, Mary Grace, how are you doing today? Hey, Jim. Y'all about to get snowed in up there, aren't you? Oh, by the way, have y'all heard from Thomas? Nah. There, that's about right. Mary Grace, Thomas was going to call you today, let you know things were okay. I don't know if he did or not. Oh, there's Thomas. He just jumped in here. Here, but won't be much help. That's okay, Thomas. If you can stick links in when I mention stuff, great. And if you can't, I understand. I know you're kind of hurting right now. Not as bad as the weatherman said. That's good, because from talking to Thomas yesterday, y'all were going to get slammed. How much snow y'all got on the ground up there anyway? Looks like so far it's just Thomas, Mary Grace, Jim, and me. Give it a couple of minutes for any other ones to come in. Kind of figured Josh from Australia would be in. Shane down at, oh God, Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. Kind of figured he'd be here. June Carden, she's always in here. 4 inches isn't too bad, Mary Grace. We get 4 inches sometimes. Hey, Dave and Darcy, how y'all doing today? Dawn's in the background. Kind of like Cindy's usually in the back. Well, not when she's at work, not when I'm doing the live streams, because she's usually at work, but she's always in the background because I talk so much she doesn't get a chance to. Thomas, you're like me, so Dawn probably doesn't get a chance to either. How you feeling today, Dave? Mary Grace just uploaded a video. Foods that are not keto and stuff. notification popped up on my phone. Yeah, you don't hear Jim a whole heck of a lot. He did help you out with those card tricks the other day, though. Well, we'll give it another minute or two before I get started. It's 4 minutes after. Usually takes about 6 or 8 minutes for everybody to drag in here. Oh, me. It is cold in Georgia. For Georgia, okay. We're sitting here, Dave and Darcy in Alabama, so I know it's cold for them. But Jim and Mary Grace and Thomas and Dawn, I know it's not cold for up there, but right now it's about 39 degrees here in North Georgia. It's going down to 20 or 19 tonight. Same thing tomorrow night and same thing Tuesday night. Then our nights come back up into the 30s. Actually, they'll be in the upper 40s within the week. Yeah, for anybody that's not reading the chat, Thomas had neck surgery several months back. I don't remember exactly when. And surgery got screwed up. Some of the screws that were holding the metal plate in his neck coming loose, and he's going to have to have surgery again to fix his neck. So everybody keep him in their prayers. Well, hey there, Shane. How you doing today? And there comes Australia. How you doing, Josh? You and Shane come in just exactly at the same time. Marion, you've returned. You've been here before. You're over there next door to June Carden, who is usually in here and isn't here yet. She's in Cartersville. Josh, that video you did, not the last one, but one or two back, those are the most interesting looking sunflowers, have the coolest color. I didn't know sunflowers did all that. I thought they were just yellow with a brown center. But you've got some cool looking sunflowers in your yard. Oh, by the way, Shane, you better be getting ready for some pigs because we're going to have piglets here in the next week or so. Might have some in the morning. I hope not. I hope they hold off for the next 3 nights. Cold as it's going to be. I hope nobody gives birth in the next 3 nights. I've got one out there that she looks like she's just about ready to bust, and she's making a bag, and nipples are starting to fill. They aren't looking real tight yet, so it won't be tonight, but might be tomorrow night. And I got 2 more right behind her within days. The 3 of them always get pregnant within 3 or 4 days of each other. This is a little bit earlier than I wanted piglets. I really didn't want them till about the end of February, middle of the end of February, but my boar had other plans and broke down a fence and got to them early, so here we are. Mary Grace, I don't know. I haven't checked that. My computer's down. I'm looking at my laptop over here, which is nothing but YouTube. That's all I've got on my laptop, and my main computer is down. I knew I was going to have to replace the video card in it. Actually, I was wanting to replace the video card anyway, because when I put a new video card in it, I can use some different software for editing that won't run with my video card. I've been wanting to, I like using Shotcut. I think I've mentioned that a time or two. But there's another software. Shotcut to me is about the second best you can get, and it's free. And the best one out there, that, or at least in my opinion, the one that I want to use is called DaVinci Resolve. It's free too. They've got a paid version, but that's for when you want to do 4K and more. I don't do anything beyond 1080p. Digging in my knife, in my pocket for my knife. I have got a JR. I'm about to get a coffin fit, and I've got a peppermint that is wrapped up so tight I can't open it without a knife. But anyway, I hadn't checked my email in a couple of days because it's a pain on my laptop. I don't have my email set up on it. So, no, the short answer is I didn't get your email, but I will check my email this evening when we get done, and I'll have gotten it then. Let's see. Pretty good, JR. How are you doing? Appreciate that, Thomas. I really didn't go through the house cleaning. Everybody in here has been in here before and probably tired of hearing me trying to get them to buy my book. They've all heard that. And we do have one new one in here, but they've all heard it and they're probably getting tired of me running off the mouth about it. Speaking of books, hang on just a second, folks. Got something to show you. Meant to bring it over here, didn't. UPS came the other day, and I had forgotten about this. I'm ashamed to say I forgot who sent it to me. JR, was it you? I think it was JR. Might not have been. The Green Wizard's Guide. I hope that shows up frontwards. Yeah, it shows up frontwards. Green Wizard's Guide. It's written by Ron Netzel, who is also a sometimes visitor to the channel. It's all about how to improve your soil and come up with soil that'll really grow stuff good. And I knew about the book, and I've been meaning to buy the book for a while. And as y'all know from previous videos, procrastination is my middle name, and I just hadn't bought it yet. But now I don't have to. Wasn't you, JR? I'm embarrassed because the person that sent it to me is somebody that comes to the channel. Obviously, they wouldn't have known to send it to me, and I was thinking it's somebody that comes to the live stream pretty regularly. I don't remember who. Mary Grace, DaVinci Resolve is what they use to edit big screen movies. That's what Hollywood uses to edit their big screen movies. And it is an awesome, awesome piece of software. The upside to it is how good it is. The next upside to it is if you don't do past 1080p, it's free. The downside to it is computer resources intensive. I've got, well, except for my dead video card, I've got a killer computer, and it won't run it with the video card I had in it. And I've been wanting to get another video card that would run it for a while, and looks like now I'm just going to have to save my pennies because I'm going to have to put a new video card in it before it'll work again. And I need that computer bad. All my business stuff is on there. This laptop over here, all I use the laptop for is YouTube. It doesn't have a lot of resources in it. I edited a video, started yesterday, finished it today. It's about a 23-minute video, and besides being a royal pain to edit on a small screen, I'm used to using like a 24-inch screen, and this little laptop screen is driving me nuts. Plus, when I went to render the video, that should have been about a 25-minute render. Instead, it was a 16-hour render. That's the difference between 32 gigs of RAM and an 8-core processor like I have in my main computer, and a 2-core processor, and I don't remember exactly how much RAM's in this laptop, but I think it's either 2 or 4 gigabyte. It's not much. And rendering is a royal pain. Let me catch up here real quick on the chat. Yeah, JR, that's the biggest problem. It's not the only problem, but that's the biggest problem with the video card that's just died in the computer. It didn't have but 1 gigabyte of RAM, and to run DaVinci Resolve, you can do it with 2, but everything will be slow. 4 gigabytes of RAM is the minimum to really do any kind of a decent job with DaVinci Resolve. Dave, it's a home built. Built it myself. Oh God. Most of the parts in it are a lot newer, but originally I built the tower in November of 2011. Got what was then state-of-the-art stuff. Still have the original motherboard. Have a Asus FX990 motherboard. Started out with 8 gigabytes of RAM, then went to 16, then went to 32. I believe the RAM's crucial, DDR3 RAM. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terabytes of storage in it. I've got 3 hard drives that are original from 2011, and they're way past their expected life. And I have been slowly adding solid state drives, 1 terabyte solid state drives, till I get 3 of them in there, so I can get everything that was on the other ones moved to solid state before those hard drives die. And I cheaped out because I was running out of money when I was building it. I was running out of money when I got to the video card, and I cheaped out on it. It's oh God, I don't even remember the brand on it. All I remember is it was a cheap video card and it needs replacing anyway. I put 2 in because I was running 3 monitors, and I put 2 video cards in. One of them died a year ago, and I've been meaning to replace the other one with something that would run DaVinci Resolve ever since, and just haven't done it yet. Now I'm going to have to, and it's not in the budget right now, so I'm going to have to be scraping pennies to be able to do that. Let's see. JR, I've got 32 gigs on the computer. It's the on the video card. You have to have at least 4 on the video card to run DaVinci Resolve. Mary Grace, the biggest reason that mine takes so long to render, when I do a video, you'll see usually a minimum of 3 video tracks and 3 or 4 audio tracks. And now that I've started putting music in them, I've got one that I just finished rendering. I'll be uploading it tonight after I finish this live stream. and y'all will see it tomorrow. And okay, it cut me off, but I reconnected, I think. I don't think I'll have to, I don't think I've got to start a new one. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I'm back on. That's pretty good, JR. Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't just kick me out completely like it did 2 weeks in a row. These little peppermints, that's the best wrapped candy I've ever seen. I had to get my knife out to get into one of those. Keep me from coughing. Excuse me for sucking on peppermint on the live stream, but it keeps me from coughing. Since we're talking about computers and rendering video, that's the subject of the video today, or the live stream. Not homesteading, but all of us in here, except for Mary Grace, are pretty much homesteaders. And Mary Grace lives a homesteading life without calling herself a homesteader. And most of us in here have a YouTube channel. There's one or two that don't, and the ones that don't want one. And I've been trying to pick up my game on my YouTube channel. And I've run across a couple little, not individual tricks, that would take hours. Because I've spent hours watching other YouTubers that have really good channels to get ideas from them. And I'm not going to go through every little thing I've seen. I will tell you one channel. He's got lots of videos. His channel is 3 years old, has, I believe, 3 million subscribers. And when he puts up a video, within an hour and a half, it's got 20 or 30,000 views. He's a cinematographer. He shoots commercials. He shoots all kinds of stuff. But he shoots a YouTube channel. And while he's got some really expensive equipment, he's got one camera that the camera is $50,000. It's called a Red. I don't even know who makes it, but it's a cinema camera, $50,000, and all that gets you is the camera body. If you want lens, battery pack, all the stuff that makes it where you can actually take video with it, it's over $100,000. But his YouTube channel, he shoots with 35 millimeter. Now, he doesn't, not 35 millimeter film, obviously. What he shoots with is more camera than I want. He just got a new one, $6,000 for the body only. And y'all know I've mentioned it before. I want a Canon M50. He uses Canon equipment, but he's got the newest, fanciest, state-of-the-art, 6K, you name it, the latest Canon camera, SLR. Actually, it's not an SLR. When they're mirrorless, there is no reflex. That's what the single lens reflex was, the mirror reflexing up and down. But his name is Peter McKinnon. There's a lot of videos to sort through on his channel. A lot of videos to sort through on his channel. And a lot of it's way over what any of us can do, simply because of mainly equipment shortfalls. We don't have the money, or maybe y'all do, I don't, have the money to put into some of the equipment he's got. But he shows you workarounds. There's a lot of his stuff that shows workarounds where you don't have to have the high dollar equipment he's got. What he's got makes his workflow better, makes it easier, but he shows you ways to not spend money and still get awesome results. For example, he showed me one of his videos that I watched the day before yesterday showed me something. I do watch videos on my laptop. Wish I could watch them on the main computer, but bigger screen. But a macro lens. If any of y'all know what a macro lens is, they're expensive. Did you know that rather than buying a macro lens, you can take the lens off of a 35 millimeter, turn it around where the lens closest to the camera is supposed to be your front element. The lens that is supposed to be attached to the camera is now your front element. It becomes a macro lens. Has a tiny, tiny, tiny little depth of field. You've got this much that you can focus on, but when you want to shoot macro, like a super tight close-up of a flower or something, you've got a $2,500 macro lens just by turning your lens around. Got that from him. Editing tricks that you don't have to have super fantastic high dollar software to do. He uses Adobe Premiere. I used to use Adobe Premiere. It's great software. I got tired of paying $50 a month for the subscription to Adobe Cloud. But Shotcut does most of what Premiere does. And when I get the video card in the computer, DaVinci Resolve does everything Premiere does. And DaVinci Resolve does so much more than anything Adobe has. It's not even funny. It is like Adobe, what used to be the most state-of-the-art graphics stuff you could use. I don't care if it was Photoshop or After Effects for special effects or Premiere for editing. Used to be the best thing. DaVinci Resolve has bypassed them so much it's not even funny. Hang on, let me check out, see what's going on in the chat. Oh, Patricia, you're in here. Drifter's in here. How you doing, Drifter? Josh, I'll see you next week. You have a great week, okay? Yeah, JR, and that lens is what, about $2,500? Doing pretty good, Drifter. Doing pretty good. I just realized you made it to a live stream. The Drifter, if you go back and look at comments on the live streams, Drifter's all, not the chat, the comments down below after the live stream's over. Drifter's always in there. I was late. Glad to see you make it this week, Drifter. Oh, me. Really, for YouTubing like all of us do, Canon M50 will do everything you need it to do. One thing that I got hit in the face with on the video that I just edited that I'm uploading tonight after this live stream is audio. I'm using right now the camera that's on this phone that I'm doing this live stream with, which means my lens and my microphone are about 5 inches apart. Well, I did a cooking video making some dark chocolate caramel brownies. And I used my KitchenAid stand mixer. Well, to shoot down in the bowl, the camera had to be right next to the mixer, which means the microphone was right next to the mixer. I'm standing there talking in the background, explaining what I'm doing, and you can barely hear it. With an M50, you can do it. You can have an external microphone. Most of these, a lot of us, I don't know about y'all, A lot of us also use these little called action cameras, the GoPro clones. A few of them you can attach an external microphone to. The latest GoPro, the GoPro 7, I don't think you can put an external microphone on them. You need to be able to have an external microphone. Now, I can fake it because I've got a digital voice recorder with a lapel mic. I can stick it in my pocket, record on it, but then you've got to match up the video and the audio when you're in post, when you're editing the video. And it would be nice to be able to have an external microphone so your camera can be there, your microphone is over here where you are, and it's all getting put together in the camera so you don't have to worry about it in post-production when you are editing your video. Just little things like that that make things simpler. It's possible to do things without it, but it sure does make things easier. Let me check the chat. JR sounds like he's talking about a couple of my videos. I've got a couple that people constantly complain about the audio. Fortunately, they're how-tos, and they stick around and watch them because they want to see how to do something. I've got one that's, one of my most watched videos is how to change the water pump on a 2003 Ford Taurus. It actually makes a little bit of money, but the audio is terrible. I put music behind it, and the music's too loud. You can hardly hear me talking. And everybody watches it. They watch it to the end. They want the information, and then they comment in the comments complaining about the audio. And if I could redo that and not lose my place in YouTube for that video, have it still be promoted instead of starting all over, I'd do that one all over again. I'd take the video and go back and kill the audio, do a voiceover, and re-upload it. But I don't want to lose the place, and it still gets views. It sounds terrible, but it still gets views. Well, thank you, Mary Grace. Of course, until I see the video, I don't know if you mentioned me nicely or not. Although I can't imagine you being anything but nice. Darcy, I didn't know if y'all wanted me to mention that, so I didn't say anything earlier. Folks, seems like a number of us here on this channel have little things that could stand some people praying for them. Thomas is going to have neck surgery again to redo the surgery that came apart. Y'all know about my deal, which is apparently recurring, and I've got to have some more tests done Tuesday. But Dave at Two Cedars Micro Farm last Sunday, I believe it was last Sunday, wasn't it, Dave, was diagnosed with lung cancer. And this week he had an MRI, and he's claustrophobic. He got through that, and a PET scan. And tomorrow they're doing a needle biopsy. And he needs, besides Thomas, you need to keep him in your prayers too. First week after you're diagnosed with cancer, I can tell you right now, I've never met Dave face to face. I've talked to him on the phone. I know him from YouTube, but I can tell you right now just how he feels. First week after you've been diagnosed with cancer, excuse my French, and I usually don't do this on YouTube, but you're scared shitless, okay? That's just the short of it. You get better used to it. You get where you can deal with it. Dave's like most of us. He has a strong belief in God and in Christ, and that helps you get through it. But that first week is pure hell. That cancer word scares you. It scares you real bad. So if you'd keep Dave in your prayers along with Thomas, I'd appreciate it, and I'm sure they would too. Yeah, JR, you come to terms with it, but boy, those first few days, they ain't no fun. There is one good thing about cancer, though. Or not a good thing about cancer, but I had somebody point something out to me the other day. Because I've been down a little bit here lately. Because I thought I had everything whipped, and seems it's coming back now, and I got to whip it again. Well, I've been in a lot of fights in my life. I've never lost one, and I ain't going to lose this one. But I did have somebody point something out to me. Do y'all realize that there is no way cancer can ever win? Never. Cancer never wins. The best it can hope for is a tie. I plan on beating cancer. But if I don't beat it and it kills me, it dies with me. It doesn't win. The best you can hope for, best a person can hope for, is to win. Best cancer can hope for is a tie. That's a pretty good thing to remember. Let's see, what am I missing? Hey, Ron, looky here. Look what came in the mail. Do you recognize that, Ron? Do you have any idea where? Do you know anything about the guy that wrote this? Does he know what he's talking about? No, JR, this is not our home. It's just a temporary little place we hang around in until we go someplace a whole lot better. On the other hand, I'm in no hurry to get to that other place. I know I'm going to wind up there, but I'd just soon hang around here a little bit longer. Just a little bit, Ron. You reckon I can believe what's in this book? The guy knows what he's talking about? Oh, me. From what I have not read your book yet. Known about it for a while, like I was telling everybody before you got in here when I first held it up, that somebody had sent it to me. I've been meaning to buy that book for a while, and I'm the world's worst procrastinator. And got it day before yesterday. I've been fighting with my computer. I've got a good excuse for not having read it yet. I've been fighting with my computer for 3 or 4 days now, since Thursday or Friday. By the way, if I look like I'm chilly, I am. I'm sitting backed up to my wood stove. I'm that far from it, so I didn't want to fire in it while I was doing the live stream today. So it is 35 degrees outside, and it's not that cold inside, but it's right chilly in here. So if I look like I'm a little bit on the chilly side, I am. I'll have a fire going real quick after this is over. But been meaning to buy that book, Ron, and I've got it now. Oh, me. Does anybody have any other comments on improving a YouTube channel? All I've really told you is one channel to go to. Peter McKinnon, you're going to have to pick through his stuff. There is so much stuff that doesn't apply to YouTube, or it doesn't apply to anybody that doesn't have $15,000, $20,000, $20,000 worth of equipment. But there's a lot of stuff that does apply. I've taken stuff that I picked up off of his channel, and I apply it using that phone right there that I'm using for a camera, and using Shotcut, which is free, good video editing software. Mary Grace, you asked me one time several months back, when I started doing that thing where they're called jump cuts. I'm just sitting there talking along, and I'm this far from the camera, and then just all of a sudden, without even stopping, I'm this far from the camera, and then all of a sudden, without even stopping, I'm back here again. Those are called jump cuts. I picked up how to do that off of Peter McKinnon's channel. It's no big deal, but it generates interest. When you just sit and talking like I am right now, a lot of people are going to leave. It's boring. Unless they are really interested in that subject, they'll leave unless they like you. Then they might hang around just to give you the watch time. But just little things like that that are simple to do and keeps people interested. Adding music. Believe it or not, music in the background, like I've started adding to my recorded videos, background music improves your watch time. People hang around longer. I don't know why, something in psychology, but there are a lot of things in Peter McKinnon's channel that, and there's other people out there. He's just the one that I pick because he really knows what he's doing. He's not somebody that's been doing this for 6 months and all of a sudden he's the world's biggest expert. His YouTube channel has been around for 3 years, and I think he's been shooting video professionally for 8 or 10 years. And he's good. He's really, really good, and he explains things well. I think from the video standpoint, how to do good videos, I think you could go to just his channel and learn everything you need to know to turn out killer videos with inexpensive equipment. I really do. I'm learning a lot from him. Let's see. Pumpkins in Alaska. Oh my. Oh me. It's not showing on my end that I'm having a problem. JR says I'm buffering again. Nona Grace, I will do a video soon, as in the next 10 days, on just little things like jump cuts. I wouldn't swear to it because I've never used it. I used Adobe Premiere, but I am sure you use Elements, and I don't know how old a version of the Elements, but I'm sure you can do jump cuts with Elements. I can't imagine not being able to. Drifter, jump cuts can be overused. When I first saw on Peter McKinnon's channel how to do them, I overdid them. On the other hand, watch TV. Watch the shows on TV that are considered to be good shows, that get a lot of viewers and all like that. Do you know how many jump cuts or how many cuts a good TV show averages per minute? 25 cuts, or sometimes jump cuts, sometimes another, just scene cuts. But a good TV show averages 25 cuts a minute. It keeps up interest. Just think about it. If I wasn't talking about something y'all were interested in, you just sitting there staring at me talking for how long now? 43 minutes? You'd be bored and you'd have done gone away. It's a topic y'all are interested in. But without music, without jump cuts, without something to keep interest, if somebody comes to this video after I'm done and just finds it on YouTube and it's not really just exactly what they're looking for, boom, there's nothing to keep them. Jump cuts help. JR, I avoid the royalty issue on music by doing one thing. There is, the companies that you can buy music from online, they're usually pretty pricey. $29 a month, $49 a month, $299 a year. That's way out of my budget. But I do allow myself $50 a month total to spend on YouTube. Not on equipment, not like that Canon M50 I want, but I use TubeBuddy to help with the SEO, help coming up with good tags that will compete well with other videos. I use TubeBuddy, and I used TubeBuddy that's normally $29 a month, and I caught it they were doing a special for something like 25% off or something like that. I'm paying between $15 and $20 a month for TubeBuddy. I don't have their most expensive one, but I don't have their free one. They've got one in between. That's what I use. And I use a company or a website called Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound, if you're doing commercials for TV, if you're doing documentaries that are going to be at the movies or anything like that, Epidemic Sound's pricey, $50, $60, $70 a month. But for creators, YouTube creators, they're $15 a month. I believe it's 15. It's either $13 or $15 a month. And I use that. And that way you don't worry about royalty issues. Between the two, I'm sitting somewhere about $30 to $35 a month out of allowed myself $50 a month. So I'm still got another $15 I could spend that I've got budgeted that I don't have anything I spend it on. But those are two things that, to me, help my channel enough to be worth it, is TubeBuddy, and there's a link for TubeBuddy down there in the description. There is not a link for Epidemic Sound down there, and there needs to be one. I need to correct that. But it's Epidemic. Just look up Epidemic Sound, EPIDEMIC, Epidemic Sound. I don't remember if it's dot. I don't remember if it's all one word, Epidemic Sound, or just Epidemic, and I don't remember if it's a .com, .org, .net. I don't remember. Just do a Google search for Epidemic Sound, and for me, I think it's worth it. If you really want to grow your channel, I think it's worth it. If you're not really pressing to grow your channel, see, I never started my YouTube channel to make any money. I never thought I'd have 1,000 subscribers. I figured I'd wind up with maybe 100, 150 subscribers at the most. Well, I've got 1,600 right now, something like that. And I make a little bit of money. I think I make about, I don't know, 15, 20 cents a day, something like that. It's not a retirement fund. But if I can do something to grow this channel to where it does make some serious money, I have a goal on, I sort of have a goal on money with this channel. I either don't care whether I make anything or not, and that's primarily how I feel. On the other hand, we were talking about several of us on this channel having some health issues a while ago. My Social Security is $1,400 a month. I would love to grow this channel to replace that $1,400 in case something happened to me, so that when my Social Security went away, Cindy wouldn't get hurt financially. If I want to make money out of this channel, that's my goal, to replace my Social Security if it's ever needed. But I don't do this to make money. I do this because I enjoy talking to y'all. There's people on here that I feel like I know. If they knocked on my door, they'd be invited in for dinner. That's everybody that's on here right now, I think. Mary Grace, Tom's been here. Dave and Darcy have threatened to come over and haven't yet. Everybody else is a little bit far away. Well, Thomas is a little bit far away too. But Mary Grace is a little bit far away. JR is a little bit far away. I'll be meeting Shane with Kinfolk Farm as soon as I got some little piglets on the ground and they get up to 2 months old, because he wants 3 of them. He's just down here, Shane, maybe 150 miles from me. You probably don't know where Jasper is, but you do know where LJ is. So just figure LJ. And I would guess he's probably 150, 175 miles from me. If anybody walked in here, knocked on the door, anybody that comes to my channel regular, come on in, let's have dinner. That's why I do these videos. Y'all are friends. Oh, let's see. JR, Peter McKinnon, McKinnon. Peter McKinnon. Young guy, okay, he's not that young. I'm gonna guess 30, 32, maybe 35 at the outside. To me, anything under 45, 50 is young. Kind of, he's not the type of guy that would be my friend, you know? He'd be a good acquaintance. I wouldn't dislike him. I think he's a cool guy. But he's not the kind of guy that if I still drank, I'd be going to have a beer with. Ponytail, which nothing wrong with ponytails. But ponytail, button down, hipster, not hipster, that's a bad description of him. You'll have to go to his channel and see his channel. But he's a very good instructor. He's a very good instructor, does a great job on video. And you got to pick through his videos because a lot of it is doing stuff that you and I are not going to do because we don't have $50,000 worth of equipment. But a lot of it's stuff we can use. Hang on a second. Yeah, Drifter, that is a lot of cuts, but it's hard to argue with success, and that's the average number on a TV show. I didn't believe it when I was told that, and I sat there and started counting them one day. Yeah, didn't count them on a whole bunch of shows, but I counted them on about 5 or 6 shows. 25, yeah, that's right. Next door by Wyoming stands. Yeah, that's out in Wyoming. That's just how far the sheriff has to come if you call 911. Ron, that's a cool thing to do. I've got a friend here who lives about 2 miles down the road. That's what he does. I have seen him with hair as short as mine, and I have seen him with a ponytail down to the middle of his back. His hair grows ungodly long. Takes him about a year to grow it out. Has it cut off for cancer wigs. The first couple of times I told him, before I knew what he was doing, I told him, you need to make up your mind how you want your hair. He said, nope, I know how I want my hair. He said, I grow it for wigs for cancer victims, which is a cool thing. Oh, it's not quite that bad, JR. You can go into Texas and Texarkana, northeast Texas, and come out at El Paso, southwest Texas, and it's about 650 miles. I did that when I drove a truck for 8 years, and I made that run every week. I had to cross Texas. Between 650 and 680 miles. Thing of it is, if you're going west, once you get out there past Dallas and Fort Worth and then get on down and get past Midland, you lay your foot down and go just as fast as you want to. Then, unless you're driving recklessly, swapping lanes, running up on the back end of people, cops won't even mess with you. JR, just the fact that deer in Wyoming is not the reason everybody's armed. Everybody's armed around here. Matter of fact, I just had to renew my carry permit the 7th of this month. So it's been, this coming Tuesday will be 2 weeks. I just had to renew mine. Everybody in Georgia's armed too. If you want to see where people are armed and where people aren't, I'll tell you what you look at. You watch the news and you find out where Antifa is showing their butts. They're showing their butts breaking windows and setting stores on fire in Berkeley, California. California, you can't have a gun. Hardly anybody. The few people that have permits don't carry them. You don't hear about Antifa doing a whole lot in New York City either. Now, I don't like New York City because of their anti-everything laws, but I'm getting into politics. I better back out of this pretty quick. But I will say, you don't see Antifa pulling crap where people carry guns. You heard of anything happening in Georgia? Heard of any Antifa people counter-protesting anybody or anything? No, because they know that everybody in Georgia is armed, including me. When I step off my property, I'm armed, period, end of discussion. I'm even armed on my property sometimes. Okay, that was close enough to politics. We're done with that. Yeah, from where I-20 leaves Midland until it goes down and merges into Interstate 10, which, by the way, since you're out there a lot, Drifter, right there where I-20 merges in with I-10, there used to be a bad bump. I mean a bad, bad bump. First time I went across there in a tractor trailer, I was running. I ain't gonna say how fast I was running, but it was way, 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 way over the speed limit. And I hit that bump and I thought I was gonna break my trailer. By the way, I just had a notification flash up on my screen, on my phone. Whenever somebody posts a video, it flashes up that, somebody that I'm following or that I subscribe to, it flashes up. I don't know how many of y'all go to Out West Homestead, but she just uploaded a video, and the title of the video was, "I Need an Army of Prayers." So if y'all know Susie and Bill, or if you watch Susie and Bill at Out West Homestead, after this is over, you might want to go over there and see what's going on, see if, see what, I'll be over there after this. Dave, Darcy, got to get up early, go to the hospital. Yeah, y'all are going to Carrollton, aren't you? Have a good evening. You'll be in our prayers, I promise you that. And hoping for good results out of that biopsy tomorrow. Let me know. You've got my phone number. You probably won't get results tomorrow. After my liver biopsy, I waited about 3 days for results. But you'll be in our prayers, and keep me informed what's going on, okay? Let's see. Folks, it's been right at an hour, 57 minutes. And I'll be honest with you, I'm sitting here about to freeze. I need to get this fire going in this stove. I'm not sure what the temperature is in here, but it is well below the comfort level, so I'm going to call it a night. And y'all keep Dave and Darcy in your prayers. Keep Thomas in your prayers with his neck issues. I know Susie out at Out West Homestead wouldn't be putting up a video needing an army of prayers unless she really did, so y'all might want to keep her in your prayers. And I'd appreciate it if you thought about me every now and then when you're talking to God. Just mention that it'd be kind of cool if he looked out after me too, because I certainly appreciate it. Rest of y'all are all in my prayers all the time, just because I like to keep my friends in my prayers. But y'all have a great evening. Have a fantastic week. And everybody in here has seen it over and over and over, but I'm going to do it again. No, if you hadn't subscribed yet, be sure and subscribe down there and ring that little bell. I forgot my bell. It's over there. Ring that little bell so you get notifications, and have an awesome, awesome, awesome week, which is really simple to do. Just remember that the tomb was empty and that he is alive. And I'm going to see y'all next week. I'll see you in a video tomorrow. I just won't know it because it's going to post when I'm not sitting at the computer. I'm probably going to set it up to post at about 10 minutes till 8 or quarter to 8 tomorrow morning. See y'all later. Have a great one.